social media is full of a lot of fake shit. And the best thing that we can do is not compare, but instead reflect on our own, on our progress, on our goals, and try to reach them and better ourselves. Hey sluts, and welcome back to another video. If you guys have not followed me on my Instagram or my TikTok, it'll be somewhere up here on the screen. Go ahead and follow me, you guys. I would greatly appreciate it. Today's video is really important, and I feel like it's really necessary because a lot of us are always on social media. And by the title of this, you already know what this is going to be about. A lot of us are on social media for a long period of time, sometimes even longer. Raise your hand if anyone has had a really long screen time. And sometimes I'll get the notification on my phone about, look at your screen time, and it'll show me like how many hours and everything and blah, 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 right? We've all received that, or most of us do. Raise your hand. I've had a long screen time. I sure have. I will raise it high. I sure have. The number one thing that you should never do is think that everything that you see is real. Because a lot of it is fake. Unfortunately, a lot of it is fake. And some of you guys may be like, well, how do you know this? I know this because I have built friendships and used my very good active listening skills. When I have a meetup with a friend, dinner, we'll go to brunch, we'll get breakfast, whatever. When they tell me about their life and any updates, I listen, I take notes in my brain, I ask questions, I pay attention, and we engage in that conversation. And I do this with all of my friends. All of my friends know that I remember stuff that they probably don't remember, or I remember stuff that they probably didn't think they told me, but they did. I'm very detail oriented, and I like to listen. And throughout my life, I have had friends who have been in relationships, in marriages, a bunch of things, right? And when you see these people on social media, everything is so picture perfect. They don't show the behind the scenes stuff at all. So you may be seeing people on social media and your viewpoint, is that the word, of them is, wow, they have it together. Oh my goodness, they seem so happy. Oh my gosh. And this doesn't even have to go into relationships, really. It goes anything. It can go into insecurities, how people view their bodies. It could go into everything. Skincare, everything. You may see someone on social media have like really perfect skin and oh my gosh, blah, blah, blah. But behind the scenes, they probably have the worst acne ever and they just hide it very well. When they take their photos, when they do this and that, they do it. Or people that look really good on social media, like 10 out of 10. They use Facetune, they edit, they do a lot to get that image that they don't have. And sometimes there are conversations that are brought up, such as Facetune, for example, and the unrealistic body images that people are trying to obtain. And people are also lying about the surgeries they've had, and the list goes on and on and on and on, right? And when it comes to relationships, I hate to say this, but 9 times out of 10, a lot of them are fake. A lot of them are not happy. A lot of them are suffering. There's constant fighting, bickering, and so much worse things. The list, again, can go on and on and on and on. So when you look at social media and you're looking at someone's page and you're like, oh my God, they're so cute. Oh my God, blah, blah, blah. And then you talk to someone that knows them or knows one of the people, right? And you bring that up to them and they tell you, oh, they're not happy. They tell you these stories about, oh yeah, they literally get into a fight every single night. Or, oh yeah, he does this every single night. Or she does this every day. And, oh yeah, they don't sleep in the same bed together. And, oh yeah, blah, blah, blah. And then it starts to register in here that, like, hey, maybe they're not living this perfect, happy family life. Because, again, social media is fake. What you see on social media is not real. Especially when it comes to people, and people you may know. There are people on social media that edit their face, edit their bodies, people on social media that make everything seem great, people on social media that put a front. You know, they put a front. Look at me, I'm doing so great, blah, blah, blah. You know, a lot of people, including probably you guys, have seen people on social media and you think that you're far behind, right? You think, oh my goodness, I haven't made it. Oh my goodness, I reached this age and everyone's getting married and this and that and having kids, blah, blah. But behind the scenes, it's actually a fucking nightmare. And you don't know that because they don't show that on social media. So the next time you look at someone's post and you compare yourself, or you tell yourself how far behind you are, that you don't have anything going for yourself, and yada, 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 take a step back and think to yourself, are these people truly happy? Now, I'm not saying this to say that, oh, every single person that posts couple photos and goals and this and that, blah, 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 and make their life look perfect on social media isn't true. No, because there are some people that do post very true things. There's probably people on Instagram that post about their skincare and how far they've gone through, you know, having horrible skin, and then the products they use and everything and their evolution of that. There are people online that do that. Same with people that are especially gym rats or go to the gym. They'll show like, hey, I used to weigh this much and here's how I got to this. So it's not to say that everything on social media is fake. However, I'm going to say it 9 times out of 10, a lot of it is. A lot of it is. People aren't authentic anymore. Nobody wants to be authentic. Everybody wants to copy. It's always a carbon copy. Nobody wants to be original. Nobody wants to be authentic. It's better to be fake than to be real. Because it makes you look good. Makes you look good. And I've had this conversation before with many people. And specifically, it's relationships. But it can go into many other things, like I've mentioned before. But I know some people, and I knew some people even before, like years and years and years, right? I knew some people that were in a marriage or in a relationship, and things were not the greatest. Things were not the best. A lot of horrible, awful things happened. And I was a safe space to tell that too, right? You know, people would tell me this and that, whatever, and I would listen. And I'd be like, oh my God, that's not okay. What's going on? You know, and feedback. But then I would see these people post these photos on social media like, oh my God, Easter just happened, right? Happy Easter Sunday, me and my family, me and my little family, mama. And they're smiling, and they look so, like, sweet, and oh my God, the perfect family, right? And I would see these images, and I'd be like, this photo's cute. But in the back of my mind, I knew it's a disaster. It is a nightmare. They are living in a nightmare. And they're putting a front on social media. Because it's more embarrassing to fight on social media. It is more embarrassing to show exactly what happens. People are nosy. People love to gossip. People love to give unsolicited advice. And every single time I would see a photo, and then I would remember, oh, that person actually told me this. So this is clearly like, they're not on good terms. They're just on good terms in social media, on social media. Every time I would see that and remember what people have told me, I need to tell myself that not everything is real, and what you see is not what is actually happening. And that instead of comparing yourself to these people, you shouldn't. You should want to better yourself. You should set goals for yourself. You should focus on yourself. I know I've had conversations with many friends about like, do you ever feel like you're far behind in life? Do you ever have any regrets? Yada, yada, whatever. Cool. And we'll get into this conversation. And then I'll tell them, I'm like, well, not everything on social media is real. I mean, look at this person, X, Y, and Z. And I'll list it out. And it's people we know mutually. Or I'll go, well, look at this person. That's not who they look like in real life. That's not authentically them. And so when we're constantly comparing each other, when we're constantly comparing us to other people and constantly almost feeling like we haven't done enough or we haven't accomplished more because society makes us feel like we have to get married, we have to find partners, we have to date, we have to get engaged, and then we have to have children. Why not? Let's have children, right? Society pushes that a lot, including when it comes to even families. Family members will ask, well, when are you guys getting married? When are you guys having kids? Blah, blah, blah. And it's just push and pile and pile and pile on. And you have to realize that you don't have to follow these norms in society. Just because you don't get married doesn't mean you're falling behind or you're fall behind or someone is more advanced or more ahead of you. It just means that you both are on different paths. And you are meant to be on your own path, because if you get on someone else's path, it might not be authentic to who you are. And what's meant for you will come to you. This is not your path. Why would you go into someone else's path? And a lot of the times, it's fake. You see so much fake shit on social media. And you're comparing yourself to it. And you're telling yourself, oh my God, I hate how I look. I hate this. Oh my God, I'm so behind. Yada, yada, yada. And turns out these people are miserable. These people are miserable. They are suffering. And because it's social media, it's picture perfect. Oh my God, blah, blah, blah. And that's not the case. That's why I feel like people appreciate Trisha Paytas. She's a great example that I can use for this. But because Trisha Paytas shows her emotions, is authentic, shows her raw emotions on camera, on screen. We've seen all the videos, you know. She's someone that's very true to herself, very authentic, and people can relate to that. The videos of her crying on the kitchen floor, people can relate to that. People realize that this person is showing their vulnerability, very sensitive topics, pieces about themselves, and not everything is perfect in their life. I see so many edits of Trisha Paytas' videos on TikTok, and it's like when she was sad or talking about relationships or just something in her past. And fast forward to currently now, she's like happily married, she has children, and it's just, it's the authenticity that people love. Here you have someone that is being genuine, being real, and showing you real raw emotions on camera. Instead of trying to be the perfect influencer, or this is what I do, and my life is perfect. But sometimes people don't like authenticity, or sometimes people will have unsolicited advice when you do bring the authenticity here, or when you show your raw emotions. Social media is fake. Social media has a lot of fake things on there, especially even with AI. We can get into AI if we want to, right? There's a bunch of fake shit being promoted. You have no idea the amount of TikToks that I'll see about someone being like, let's get this viral. Again, viral. Nothing is viral. But let's get this viral thing that I found, and everyone's hunting for it. And it's an AI photo, and you can tell it's AI. And we can also talk about the harms of being on social media for however long, or for long periods of times, and what it does to us. You know, we'll see pictures of people that look great, pictures of people with great skin, with luxurious lives, and going on vacation, and going here and going there, and having boyfriends and girlfriends and partners and everything. And then in reality, they're probably suffering. They're probably in a lot of debt. They are probably having marriage problems, relationship problems. They are not doing well. They have unhealthy habits. They're taking steroids. The list can literally go on and on and on and on and on. And we won't know that until something comes out, or we find out, or we hear from the person themselves, or from a third party even. And then we go, oh, that's not real. oh, I've been trying to achieve this for so long and I haven't been able to, and this is why. So before you get on social media and start scrolling and comparing yourself to people, even let's say you're not someone that's like heavily online, right? And you're just like in a small town, and you have like the people that you know and people that you don't like and you like and whatever, and you'll see just their photos or their feed and stuff like that. Even if you see their posts and you even think to yourself, oh my God, they have it all. Oh my goodness, I'm so far behind. Oh my gosh, yeah, X, Y, and Z, whatever. Stop to yourself and think, do I know these people's personal life? 9 times out of 10, no, you don't. This is social media. Everything is supposed to look, oh my God, it's great. Oh, picture perfect. Look at me and my family. Look at what I just accomplished. Look at this, that. Everything's supposed to be perfect. And we don't know what happens behind closed doors. We don't know what harm people are doing to themselves or to others. A lot of the things on social media that you see are not true. These unrealistic body images, these perfect marriages, perfect husband, perfect partner, a lot of them is not true. A lot of it's fake. A lot of it is fake. I think that's going to be it for this video, you guys. Because as you guys know, I love to repeat myself. So if I continue, I'm going to go in circles. If you guys do like this video, please give it a thumbs up, you guys. I would greatly appreciate it. Like I said, all my social media is going to be down below as well. I have been trying to upload every week or as weekly as I can. Life has been a little bit crazy. There's a lot of personal stuff that's happening. That's very exciting. Exciting stuff. Nothing bad. Exciting stuff. But it's a lot and it's piling on. And I'm trying to tackle everything at once. Or at least slowly, right? Hold my hands and we will say this together. I will not accept a life I do not deserve. And I will see you guys in the next video.